Hey, what is going on? This is Broken Game Slayer here, coming at you with a October 1st Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list. This is my first ban list, so please bear with me. But I was looking at the list and just decided why not make a video. I know I haven't made a video in a little while, so I decided, you know what? Let me just make a video now, so I don't. I'm sorry, my phone's ringing. Let me make a video about this because this was actually a little bit surprising. I mean, it wasn't as big of changes I thought it would be, because I watched a couple other people's videos, and noticed that a lot of them were speculating a bunch of different cards would be banned. With I took it as a grain of salt, but other than that, yeah. As for what my predictions were, I didn't really have any. I didn't really care if anything got banned or not, or unbanned or whatever, so it really wasn't a big deal to me. I kind of stopped, as you can tell if I wasn't posting videos, I kind of like stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For like the last week or two because of the fact that I just wasn't in the mood to play. And plus I was playing another game called Arcade. If you don't know what it is, I'll probably upload a small video about it and on my channel later on, probably either today or tomorrow. Alright, besides all that, let's get into the list. In terms of banned, there's nothing new banned, which was kind of surprising because I figured a couple cards would have probably been banned. Granted, I wouldn't know what they would be, but I figured something would be banned. Let's move down to limiteds. Limiteds actually caught me by one card in particular caught me by surprise with the limited. No, it's not Glow Bulb and it's not Infinity Archfiend. Glow Bulb, if you don't know what Glow Bulb does, I'm just put it on the screen right now. This is Glow Bulb. If you want to read the effect, I'm not gonna read it, but if you want to read the effect, there it is. Yeah, but that card, I was actually surprised that. I don't want to say I was surprised that I didn't really care if it came back or it didn't, because I never played it, nor did I care for it. Infinity Archfiend, this just means that trolls aren't going to be able to troll as hard. Infinity is basically a troll deck to me. Now this is what surprised me. Rengeki is actually back. If you don't, for the newer players, this is Rengeki. This broken ass card, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says. This card is broken. I was surprised that they brought this back. I don't even know what to say. I'm actually happy and mad at the same time. I'm happy because I used to love this card when Yu-Gi-Oh! First came out. Rengeki was like the card to have. Rengeki was literally the dark hole. It was a better dark hole, and it still is a better dark hole. It's like Torrential Tribute without the waiting. It's Torrential Tribute without the waiting. Like, you could play it on your turn, period. Since Rengeki came back, I see a lot of sacking going on, to be honest. Like, I do see a lot of lucky draws into straight wins, and I am not a fan of that. I do think that this game should have some type of skill to it and kind of eliminate the luck factor from it. But, and before y'all attack me, I do believe in luck making the game fun. The reason why I feel like I personally, and this is just me, I actually got so involved in the game itself is because of the fact that there was a little bit of chance of luck. So me drawing into a dark hole, or me drawing into Rengeki, or me drawing into whatever I needed, made me feel like, oh shit, heart of the cards are in my favor, yes! So I'll get hype, I'll get happy, and I'll just laugh. And 90% of the time, the people I would usually play, granted there was some salty people, but 90% of the time, the people I used to play would laugh along with me. Even though it was against them and it hurt them, they would laugh along with me because it was just one of those things that like, damn, you got lucky. Like, and I do feel like that makes the game better. Now, that's my personal opinion. I know a lot of people think that Yu-Gi-Oh! Should be a strictly skilled game. Well, if it was a strictly skilled game, it would be like Magic. And if you wanted a strictly skilled game and it's like Magic, you might as well just go play Magic. And I do feel like, granted, Magic, I feel like Magic has a little bit of luck to it as well, but that's besides the point. That's a totally different game, so we're gonna leave that to the side. But I just wanted to say, like, Magic takes, in my opinion, takes a little bit more skill than Yu-Gi-Oh, being that, you know, Magic has a lot more cards and a lot of different ways of playing decks, and just usually Yu-Gi-Oh is a little bit more simplified. Granted, Yu-Gi-Oh is still very complicated in its own way. Excuse me, I had to take a drink. My throat is dry. But yeah, Regeki coming back, I'm actually very surprised, and I was not expecting that. Alright, Soul Charge. This card right here. This card that, to be honest, I like, but I hate at the same fucking time. Like, Soul Charge, I felt like, when it came out, I thought it was an amazing card. But then when I sat back, you know, before I even started playing with it, before I started using it and everything, I sat back and actually thought about it, and I was like, damn, that's going to be a lot of sacking. Like, this is going to turn out to be a lot of pay 5,000 early game and just bring out my strongest monster, which you can't stop. But my main concern was actually Quasar. Even though I know a lot of people don't run quote-unquote Quasar decks, I did feel like Soul Charge was kind of playing towards that, bringing out Quasar easily, which was like, why would you even want to do that? Granted, and I'm glad that it didn't work out that way, and I have seen people use it in Quasar decks, but most people use it otherwise, with other decks, I mean. But Soul Charge, I'm actually kind of glad it's limited to 1, because I did feel like if you had 3 in your deck, that was kind of overkill, because that means you can basically get out 5 monsters any point of the game, at basically any point of the game. And that's not granted, you do lose your battle phase and you paid 5,000 life points, but what does that matter if you are able to get a monster that can't be taken out? You know, like, if you get a monster on board, like for example with the Yang Zings and their special summoning and stuff like that, and their effects that they put on their synchros. Yeah, there's a couple times, I'm sure I've put videos up on YouTube about how I gave them the effect that they can't be destroyed by a spell, or can't be affected by spell cards, can't be affected by trap cards, and then has a power boost, plus 500 power boost, or can't be destroyed by battle, traps, or spell cards. Like, yeah, some of the time actually was because of Soul Charge. Yeah, my monster's only 2800 attack, but you can't destroy him by battle, you can't destroy him by trap cards, and you can't destroy him by monster effects, plus his own effect where one of the cards I was able to pop a monster. Another one of the cards I was able to return all the monsters either back to your hand or back to the deck. I can't really remember which, if it was back to the hand or back to the deck, but I was able to bounce them back either to your hand or your deck. Plus he can't be destroyed basically by anything. So, and that was mainly because of Soul Charge. So what are you gonna do besides scoop? I mean, you could play it out, but there's a good chance that you were gonna lose unless you literally burnt me for the rest of the game, and a lot of decks don't run burns. Like, let's be real, a lot of decks actually don't run burns, so Soul Charge was very valuable to me, even though I only did run Soul Charge at 1 any freaking way, and if I ran Soul Charge, it was only at 1 in all of my decks, because I didn't want to rely on Soul Charge, because I did figure it was going to be limited, if not banned. Granted, it's limited, and I'm not mad about that. I'm not particularly happy about it either, but I do understand why. People said it was broken. I do believe it's kind of broken. With that gets rid of Soul Charge, because to be honest, fuck Soul Charge. Just kidding. I'm joking. Soul Charge fanboys don't want to get attacked. Got Super Poly at 1. Whatever. That's whatever. Gale the Whirlwind is now semi-limited. It's at 2 now. Okay. Not much to say about that. Gores. Okay, this card, Gores. I'm sorry. I actually didn't bring up a picture for Gores. Let's see what I can do. You get to see a little bit of my computer. There we go. Let's bring up a picture of Gores, shall we? Alright. Ooh, that's horrible. Alright, that's better. Alright, that's Gores. Now he's at 2. That's great. Because I love the way Gores works. Excuse me. I love the way Gores works. How you, yeah, you take damage, but then you get a 2700 beater plus whatever attacked you. And you know you're waiting for that stronger attack if you can. You're waiting for that stronger attack if you can wait for that stronger attack. But Gores being at 2 means you're gonna get him out twice as much, and he's good in pretty much every deck. There's no reason not to run him. There really isn't. But other than that, like, there's nothing more to say. There's really no reason not to have him in your deck. Like, if you have extra space in your deck for monsters, put a Gores in there. Hell, now you could put 2. Let's do it. I know I'm gonna put 2 in my deck. Shit, I might put 2 in every one of my decks. Why? Because it's Gores. I still think Gores is a really good card. What else is semi-limited? We have Ceasefire. I have not seen someone run Ceasefire in so freaking long it doesn't even matter. Transmigration Prophecy. Once again, haven't seen people running. Like, I haven't seen it in a while. I actually haven't seen the card in a while. Not anybody running. I haven't seen the card in a while. Now for the no longer on the list or unlimited, it's Coach Soldier Wolfbark, which I'm actually happy and kind of upset about. Happy because at the end of the day, it's Coach Soldier Wolfbark, and that means that Fire Fists are gonna come back. And I wasn't a fan of Fire Fist. I wasn't a fan of the Fire Fist because I felt like it was I don't know, I just could never play against them. Don't get me wrong, I was able to beat them every once in a while, but like, and when I say once in a while, I do mean it was more often than just once in a while. But like, I was able to beat them, but like, I don't know, like every time I played against them, I felt like the players were too fucking competitive. Like, they wasn't playing for fun, they were playing to win. And it was just like, and I've seen that a lot with a lot of top tier decks, people playing top tier decks, like they were too competitive, they didn't go for the fun aspect. That's why I like playing with decks that aren't considered meta. Yang Zings, in my opinion, aren't meta. They may be considered meta, but a lot of people I notice don't play them, and especially don't play them the way I do, where I use pendulum monsters within the Yang Zings. They don't work at all, but it's fun to play because it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna drop 2 pendulum monsters and then special summon everything. Oh wait, you got rid of all my stuff? Okay, I'll just normal something. Normal summon. Oh wait, and I get all of their effects. So what? You did all that for nothing. You got rid of them, and then I can special summon again. But Coach Soldier's coming back and full force with 3, so not mad about it. The reason I'm torn between it is because although I don't like Fire Fist, I do like Fire Kings. I always loved Fire Kings. I love the fact that they have to be destroyed to activate their effect, even though that is a dilemma. I always liked destroying my monsters to get a plus. Don't know why. I need to kind of get that checked out. I might have to go to the doctor for that. But don't know why, but for whatever reason, I liked it. I like the way their effect works. I like the way they work, and I damn sure like their Phoenix. And yes, I call it a Phoenix. Okay, Garunix, he's a fucking Phoenix to me. Okay? Okay? The end of story. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to this list before I actually go crazy. Magician of Faith, haven't seen that in a long time. I mean, I was glad it came back when it was at 1, but then it was just like, it's too slow for the game, so it doesn't even matter. When I say, and at the end of the day, yeah, you get it out. It's a good blocker, I guess. Like, you could defend with it and then get a plus off of it, kind of. Meaning, you basically get a turn if you can possibly get a turn. That's a big possibly. But other than that, there's no real reason, especially to run 3. Unless you're going for like an old school deck, which you'll probably get trashed every freaking time. Then you got Formula Sync runners at 3. I've never seen anybody run more than 1. I've never seen anybody run more than 1, period. I don't see many people actually running more than 1. Doesn't even matter at this point. I'm sorry, the final card was Reinforcement of the Army. I'm sorry it was a quick end off. I messed up. I just realized I was actually ranting about the properties of having three rota, but at the end of the day, it really didn't matter when I played it back and was watching it. Basically, rota's at three now. It's gonna give Statella Knights a good boost. It's gonna be good for the up and coming masked heroes and pretty much any other warrior type deck that's out there. It's gonna be a good thing all the way around. But other than that, if you like the video, please comment. If you like the video, please like it, like it, favorite it, comment, share it, whatever you want to do. Um, I would much rather that you share it, maybe subscribe if you did like the video. Um, with that, this is Broken Game Slayer, and I'm out.